I am announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment.
Oh yeah, we back with another episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist. And today, it's done hit the fans now, cause if you ain't heard, Diddy just got cuffed.
Tonight, Sean Diddy Combs behind bars. A federal judge denying the music mogul bail following his arrest and indictment as federal prosecutors allege Combs is dangerous and poses an ongoing threat to the safety of the community.
Now, Puffy, who came back to New York in about 2 weeks ago, I think decided to shoot that little video with him on the streets and people were yelling "No Diddy" on purpose. To show the fact that he was back in New York, because his lawyer went on to state that he knew they were coming for him.
It's not planned, certainly it's not planned by us. He came here to surrender at a time agreeable to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and then they arrested him last night.
Diddy got picked up in a Manhattan hotel on Monday, the 16th of September. Now, the feds got to him and they got a 14-page indictment that they put out. That's right. Puffy got a 14-page indictment and they're going for, number one, 4 charges. 1, racketeering. That's right. They hitting them with the RICO, y'all. Oh yeah, for the freak-offs. They hitting them for the RICO for the freak-offs. They hitting them for the RICO for the...
In court today, Combs pleading not guilty to 3 federal counts: sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Sean Combs led and participated in criminal activity.
For the guns they found in his house. That's right. They finally came out and told us what they found in the house, and that was finally put out there where they said they got 3 ARs and the tapes arranging for freak workers to travel for these freak-offs,
including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
I spent the evening with him. I was with him until about 1 o'clock. His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life, and he's not guilty.
So, there was attempts of bribery, stacks of cash, when people intervened in the hotels to stop what he had going on. Let's see if they bring that person up, put him on the stand.
In an indictment unsealed this morning, federal prosecutors say since 2008, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent.
Anyway, on this 14-page indictment, they got racketeering, sex trafficking with the intent of trafficking. It's a little different from the first one. I'll explain to you shortly. And, right, number 4, they coming for the money. They want his money, okay? They're like, listen, it's time for you to give it up. What did you make off of all of that stuff? What did you make off the sex trafficking? What did you make off of the drugs? What did you make off of the stuff that you had going on? We know that you was working with other people in other communities moving this stuff. What did you make? Because we want percentages off of it.
To carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Listen. They were finding cases on cases on cases of baby oil when they went and got him for the raids. Alright? So, you telling me these freak-offs didn't happen with all that baby oil they got? You know they happened. That's nuts. They got the drums with 59 rounds, 3 AR-15s.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
one of the bigger questions that we seem to ask ourselves in this case with Diddy is, will they be able to pull up the evidence from a long time ago, right? Can they get that evidence from a while ago? And from what we just figured out, it's a possibility. You see, what they do is they tie that all into something that they call an ongoing investigation, right? So they say that they was investigating him for this, this, and this, and it all ties in from things that could have been from the 90s, the 200s, well, the 20s, you know what I mean? The 90s, the 20s, the 2010s, the 2020s, right? So
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
It's about to get big, y'all. All right? Now, I think they got maybe like 5, 6 people they're going to bring forward that they haven't mentioned yet, right? They're going to bring out a personal assistant. They're going to bring out a couple people who keep his books so that they can try and figure out where the money is. Okay? It's called forfeiture. It's called forfeiture. They're going to hit him for forfeiture for number 4. Okay? And that's what they're going to do with him. So he got racketeering, sex trafficking number 1, sex trafficking number 2, which is basically him utilizing the way that they travel to get back and forth. So from place to place to place, like if you're using trains, boats, that's number 2. Like him actually moving them from place to place, other than it happening in the place, which is number 1. It being there and it actually happening is sex trafficking. But the third charge is like him having them go around, like was admitted that he has them take planes into places to make these things happen. So that's number 3. And number 4 is forfeiture. So that's what they hitting Diddy with. Okay?
He's innocent of these charges. We know what the charges are going to be without seeing the indictment. It's going to be racketeering. It's going to be sex trafficking. It's going to be things along those lines.
I don't know if he's getting out of this. He's going to be in there singing with R. Kelly. One of them's going to be singing, I need a girl, because Diddy's going to need a girl to like hold him down. Because he got a lot of them coming forward and just with what he got going on right now. So he going to definitely be singing that song because it ain't going to happen. Nope, it ain't gonna happen, y'all. He gonna be singing that. And then R. Kelly's gonna be sitting there singing to him that he believes he can fly. I believe I can fly, fly, fly. Because, you know, he gonna need to get up out the cell because that's what he want to do. He want to get out that cell. He been in there for a while. But now he got a friend coming his way.
As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way.
With that being said, so if going into it, right? I mean, they're probably going to use a lot of the stuff from before as far as Rodney Jones's incidents, the Cassie stuff that Diddy went and decided that he copped out to because he knew he didn't want that to get this far. And knowing he didn't want that to get this far, he knew it would have been even more stuff that had came out with that. I mean, because we saw the tape. So we know that even more stuff would have came out if that went to court. But I don't think that was what they was intending. I think that the FBI knew all along that these were the things they were doing. So they had them set them up. Like, listen, they were like, all right, you come forth, hit them with this. You come forth, hit them with that. Because then Rodney came up, right? And then you had the ex-porn star thing come up. You got all of those incidents popping up. And then boom, here they come, right? To freeze his assets. Right? They pulling them assets from him slowly so that when he got to this point, he would even have less to work with. All right? Pay attention.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting.
Okay, so the racketeering, the sex trafficking, they're saying his whole enterprise right now, right? He had forced laborers, but you see, they're not going after the people that were in the middle of it, right? They're not going for the people in the middle that were making the things happen. The people on the phones, getting these people from place to place, the people that would bring the drugs and have the hotel room set up and have the hotel rooms clean, they're not going after them. right? The KKs and the lady before the KK, right? They're not going after them.
During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced.
Because they're gonna have to pull them in that story that they have forward to get Diddy. Because again, they want the money, right? I know everybody's like, oh, the stuff that's happened is bad, and it is. It's really bad, right? It's messed up. But they want the money from it. So they're going after his assets, right? There's something else. Like they went after, you notice how they went after Bill Cosby's assets, swiped him out? They going after the assets before this, right? They say that he has some oil underneath a couple of them houses, so they wanted Bill's assets. But we won't get into that. So Diddy, they going for the assets. I don't think he got oil underneath him, but they going for his assets, right? This way, he can't really fight the case with the cash as long as he'd like to. Because when he get back, he ain't going to have nothing. And we know he's probably still going to have something because he's Diddy. They got to have money buried. He had to have learned that with all the dirt he's done. He's at least done something like that. I mean, if not, then man, oh man. Anyways. So, with this coming to the light, right? He has now, we were wondering how long it was going to take before they went and got him, and here they go. They went and got him. And then the attorney went, the district attorney, homie, he went and put his stuff up, and here's what he had to say.
Today revealing what they say they found. Firearms, including 3 defaced AR-15s in his bedroom closet, and videos of elaborately produced sex performances with multiple victims, known as freak-offs, according to prosecutors.
Freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
You think they're going to come to light with the evidence of those freak-offs? I don't think they will. I think that some of them might, obviously on the dark pages, but for the most part, no. I think that there are some high-profile individuals that was inside these places and inside these rooms that they're gonna definitely keep those a secret. I don't question that at all. Now, what's to come, we're going to see more, and we're going to hear more evidence come out of this. Feel free to leave me what you think is going on in the comments below. As more stuff comes out, I'll let you know. Thank you for tuning into an episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist.